show starts in 10,
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, fight fans across the land, welcome to another edition of Bet the House. I am your host, Armand Rounds, and I want to pose a question to those of you watching. What comes after the letter I? Anybody? Anybody? That's right. You guessed it. Jay, as in our co-host for tonight's show, Mr. Jay Pylon. What's the word around the way, Jay?
What's good? It's good to be here. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for having me on. It's a good time.
Yes, sir. We're getting ready to rock and roll. So, man, we got 3 fights tonight. Janabek Amli Connolly actually passed out during his final preparations to get on the scale Thursday night. So his fight with Andre Makalovich was canceled. So tonight we got 3 fights on the slate. We're going to look at Jaron Boots Ennis versus David Avanesyan. We're also going to look at Jaleel Hackett versus Peter Dobson and Sky Nicholson versus Diana Vargas. We got those 3 fights. We're going to look at some of the betting lines and see which way we should go. Jay, how was your week, man?
It's going pretty good. Went out and got some Mexican food earlier. It's
Oh
nice.
yeah, okay, man. What you got big plans for the weekend?
Mostly just chill with the family. Watch these fights.
All right, well, we're gonna get into it how we do it, but before we do that, for those of you who are watching, be sure to hit that like button. All right. So we are going to get started with tonight's show. Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, let me go ahead and get these phone lines open on my end. If anybody wants to call in regarding if you see any good betting lines or you want to talk about any of the fights tomorrow night, be sure to do so. You can give us a call at 213-543-4464. All right, so the first fight we are going to discuss tonight, we're going to look at Jaron Boots Ennis versus David Avanesyan. Jay, you are the house guest. How do you see this fight playing out?
For the main event, right? The Boots.
That's the main event, yes, sir.
There's only one way I see it. I'm seeing it 12 rounds. Boots all the way. I don't know. He might drop him in the one of the late rounds, but I think that the way that Evan, he's gonna keep running.
Okay, so you like the fight to. All right, so the over under for this fight is set at 5.5. So I'm taking it you like this fight to go over 5.5 rounds.
Yeah.
All right, so Jay likes the fight.
That he's gonna take off running once Boots starts lighting him up.
Oh yeah, you think he's gonna get on that horse, huh?
I think so.
I can see it, but one thing about Avanesyan, now I haven't watched a slew of his fights, but I've seen him fight maybe 3 or 4 times. He is a come forward fighter, but I think he's gonna, feel that he came forward against Crawford, but Crawford has shocking power. He doesn't always hit with power. He kind of pity pats you, and then he catches you, lures you to sleep, and he catches you with a hard shot that maybe rocks you. But Boots, he's gonna be throwing heavy leather from the get go in this bout. I actually like the under 5.5. I think the fight ends in round number 5. If I had to pick a round for Jaron Ennis to knock out David Avanesyan, I would say round number 5. I think 4 and 5 are the sweet spots. The safest bet, I think, would be to take Jaron Ennis in between rounds 1 and 6. That is paying a negative 140. So, I mean, those are like the best lines and the safest odds if you think this fight is going to end early, which I believe this fight will end early. Boots is making his debut with Matchroom Boxing, and I think Eddie Hearn is setting Boots up, to be a showcase fighter for Matchroom Boxing. And in order to do so, Boots needs to win in a very convincing fashion. But we both like Jaron Ennis here. So last take right quick, Jake, do you like Jaron Ennis on decision or by knockout?
Decision. I think
decision. Jay is going with Boots by decision. I'm taking Boots by knockout. So we are 1 fight down on our 3-fight card on Bet the House tonight. Our second fight is going to be Jaleel Hackett versus Peter Dobson, 10 rounds in the welterweight division. And man, oh man, we had some fireworks leading up to this one, and I am really looking forward to this fight. Jay, I guess I'll go first with this one. All right, so I'll give you guys the money line, which you can see scrolling at the bottom, but I'll go ahead and say that Jaleel Hackett is a heavy favorite in this fight. You have to lay $950 to just win $100. Peter Dobson is a plus 580 in this fight. Give you guys a little background. Jaleel Hackett, he's 8-0, 7 knockouts, 88% knockout ratio, while Peter Dobson is 16-1. And that one fight he lost, he went the entire 12 rounds with Conor Benn, who we know is a power puncher. But I said that with question because we know the allegations that Conor Benn went through, but we're not going to get into that right now. But Peter Dobson does have a 56% knockout ratio.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best Jay Pylon impersonation, and I'm picking the upset here tonight. I think Peter Dobson will upset Jaleel Hackett. Showed me a lot in that fight against Conor Benn. He's very tough. I actually picked Conor Benn to knock out Peter Dobson, and that did not happen. So, and I believe Conor Benn is a bigger puncher than Jaleel Hackett. I'm not sure if he's quite as busy, but I think he's a bigger puncher, and Peter Dobson went the whole 12, and this is just a 10-round fight. Jay, how do you see this fight playing out?
All right. Doing the opposite, though. Hackett has the pedigree. He has an 8-0 record coming into this fight. He looks ready. Since a KO in this fight could be in store. It's going to be good. Pistol Pete Dobson lost to Conor Benn, like you said. He looked slow in that bout. And he took a lot of punches, too. He looked kind of shell-shocked after the fight was over. So I thought that maybe Dobson would take up like a tune-up bout or something like that. But he's going to go fight Hackett right off the bat. And Hackett is coming from the pedigree where I think he was training with Richardson. Was it Nazim and them?
Yeah,
he did some sparring with Shakur and Tank, didn't he? Yeah, so he has that.
Look, he has that. Peter Dobson, he's been in camp with Boots a few years.
Right.
So I mean, it could. I don't know, man. This is a tough fight to call. I was taking the experience. Peter Dobson, he has fought 89 rounds, which isn't a hell of a lot, but it is a lot compared to only fighting 17 rounds.
Okay. I thought that Hackett had, but I might be getting mixed up with the other fighter tonight. But I thought one of them has like 100 amateurs, don't they? One of the fighters. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, Hackett. That's right. Jaleel Hackett he's a very decorated amateur, so he does have buku experience in the ring.
Yeah, that's what.
Jay, you ever heard that word buku before?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
He's
I
got the experience.
That you are from Oklahoma though, but that's a Southern draw thing. I don't know if everybody up north uses buku.
We've got buku and sticks and all that, but Hackett has got the pedigree for me. I'm picking I'm actually gonna go crazy here and say the 7th round. Hack is gonna drop. So have a
Oh, we
7th
got a
round
spot
knockout.
on prediction.
And we didn't see that with Conor Ben. And I think that we're going to get to Conor Ben later on because we're going to see Conor Ben, I believe, eventually start to fight some of these American elites. Like he hasn't gone up like against like a Spence or a Crawford. And once he gets to that level, because there's levels to this, Conor Ben, man, he's going to be in a whole other world of hurt when he finds out about these elites that we've got over here.
Yeah, man, and I mean, you know the allegations. He had some performance enhancing drug allegations, and hey, when he came back off of that layoff from the performance enhancers, he kind of laid a dud in the ring. It did not look the same. So I mean, I'm not saying that they were true. I'm just saying that, you know, if you had to go by that fight, I'd have to see another Conor Ben performance. You know, from the way he was knocking people out to the performance that we saw against Peter Dobson. Maybe not. But
We'll see.
I like I picked Dobson. I didn't say if it was gonna be a decision or a knockout. Man. For some reason, I don't think the fight goes the distance either. I think these two legitimately have bad blood.
They were getting into it.
Dobson
to
is
sell
gonna
the
be
tickets.
tough.
Yeah.
Dobson's coming from the Bronx. Hackett, I think he's from the D.C. area. Not that matters. But I'm just saying. I think it's. I'll say that this fight will not go the distance, and that's at a -142. If you say this fight doesn't go the distance, if you think it does go the distance, that's a +112. Dobson almost needs a knockout if he's going to get the victory, being that I'm not sure the judges, if he could win convincingly enough for the judges to give him that fight. You know what I mean? So I think that this fight will not go the distance. I will be in agreement with you on that one. So, all right. Our final fight of the night. We are looking at Sky Nicholson versus Diana Vargas.
Do we have Tevin Farmer though in Raymond?
Let's go. Tevin Farmer, Raymond Muratalla. Let's go. I do not have the lines on that one, but how do you see that one playing out, Jay? We will talk about it real quick.
Okay, I love Tevin's bouts, right? Tevin is a fan-friendly fighter from Philly, and he reminds me of one of my favorite fighters of all time, which was Kevin Kelly. And Tevin said he was going to make Raymond into his kitten, but Raymond is getting on this level. He's really starting to do well. And I think he's going to work the body of Tevin early. And I think he likes to finish his fights too. So that footwork of Raymond is crazy nice. And so is the defensive work. So I think that Tevin isn't a finisher like that. So I think it's another 7-round KO. Raymond gets Tevin out of there.
I hate to see Tevin go out like that, man, but I think Tevin will be tough enough to make it through the fight if the referee doesn't stop it late. But I agree. I think Raymond Muratalla will
still getting his Philly shell. You think?
Oh shucks. We'll see, man. That Philly shell. I think is Tevin a southpaw? I had to look. I think Tevin's a southpaw. I'm not sure, but
he's not. I didn't think he was used to this weight either. Was because like he fought at like 130, 135. If I remember why.
That's right.
He had like big potential when he first came through.
130 for a while.
Right.
So I think that Tevin Farmer will maybe gas late. You know, with the ring rust, even though he's knocked a little bit of it off, he still hasn't been as active as Muratalla. And I think in the long run, I think he will be overwhelmed. I don't want to see him get knocked out, but he might get knocked out. I'll say that this fight definitely goes over 7 rounds. I got it right at 7 if it's going to be a knockout. If he can get out of 7, he might be able to get out the bout. I'm gonna go Muratalla with this one. So we are in agreement with this one. And it could be a late stoppage, anywhere from 7 to 12. I'll agree with Jay. So we got one more fight on deck. I'm trying to see. There's another fight. Big fight on the zone. Khalil Cole. I'm not sure who he's fighting, but I'm a big fan of him. He's a light heavyweight. The guy's a monster. I think he's gonna get a big knockout tomorrow night. I have not made my parlays and put them up yet. I will be doing it tonight, and they'll be up in the morning. So we will see. We struck out bad last week with Shakur Stevenson, man. I don't know if you saw me roast him. Shakur had me a little PO'd after that lackluster performance. Did you get a chance to watch that fight?
No, I didn't get to finish. I didn't get to watch it, and I was hyped up to watch it. And I didn't even get to see it.
Hey, man, you didn't miss anything. And, you know, Abdullah Mason did a wonderful job, and Keyshawn Davis, that fight was very entertaining. You know, those two had a lot of stuff going on. It was a little WWE. I mean, they both picked each other up numerous times and looked like they were going for power slams. It was crazy. It was a wild boxing fight.
They were doing the most, huh?
But this last fight of the night, we got Sky Nicholson, the Australian, against Diana Vargas. How do you see this fight playing out, Jay?
Let's go with the upset and say Vargas is going to beat Sky. I was wrong about what's their name from over there too. Let's Well, who was it that fought? That was forget his name. The Edwards, whatever his name is.
Sonny Edwards, Bam Edwards.
Bam. Well, no, was it Bam?
No, not Bam Edwards. Sonny Edwards.
Sonny Edwards, yeah, that's it.
Or Bam Rodriguez. Which fight you talking about? They both just fought recently. Sonny Edwards beat Raymond Ford.
Yeah.
And Bam Rodriguez, he just beat your boy.
No, the Carell fight. Sonny Edwards. When Sonny Edwards versus Adam Carell fight. That's the one I got mixed up. Oh, I thought because Carell always comes forward. So this one I was picking Sky. No, not Sky. I'm picking Vargas just to make the upset of the night.
Okay, you got the upset of the night being Diana Vargas. See, I feel like Dobson will be the upset, but this fight is a very close fight. It's a lot closer than the line say. Diana Vargas has only lost one fight, and she has massive power. She has wonderful power. So, you know, if she can get inside and slow Sky Nicholson down, if she can get some good work to the body, then she will have a good chance late in this fight. We know Sky Nicholson, she's not really a power puncher. She just got her first knockout, I believe, in her last fight. And it was only because the girl had a very bloody nose. You know, it's not like she just like put her down with a shot or anything like that. But it, you know, just a barrage, just a beat down basically. That's normally her style, but she normally, you know, points her way to victories. And I think it's going to be the same thing. Sky is going to have a lot of reach on Vargas, and I expect her to keep that jab in her face all night. Sky cannot get caught coming in reckless. I think she will be okay once Vargas starts to wear down in the fight. I think early Vargas is going to be really, really good game, maybe those first 4 or 5 rounds. But I think the attrition of Sky Nicholson late in that fight, she should be able to, you know, secure the championship rounds along with other rounds throughout the fight and do enough to win a decision. And I like this fight actually to go to decision. I like Sky Nicholson by decision at a -430. That is my favorite bet for this fight. I assume, Jay, you like Diana Vargas on the money line. Well, you might as well. To me, with a lady fight, well, she has power. Do you think Diana Vargas gets the knockout, or you think it's a decision?
No, I think it's a decision. I think that she's just well. It's probably not good. Sky Nicholson. I think. She might get surprised, but it's unlikely. I'm just looking for the looking for the upset here because I know she got the belt, and I watched Scott. I mean not Scott. I watched Diana. She fought the girl from, I don't know if it was South Africa or where, but she got rocked a couple times in that fight. The fight that was came
Yeah,
out
she
like
sure did.
a
She
year or
sure
two
did.
ago.
I saw that fight.
Okay, yeah.
All right, we got a comment from Romeo Cagliano. Hopefully, I'm not butchering your last name. Romeo says he can see Dobson winning against Jaleel Hackett. I see it as well, my friend. I do see it. I think Dobson is really, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But Jaleel Hackett is, like I say, he's a great fighter too. I think this could be a little too early for Jaleel Hackett. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We will see. Romeo, thank you for your comment. And when we were talking a little bit earlier, I think Money Before Sleep was answering you saying 4 when we were talking about the Nick Ball. I'm not sure what he meant by 4, but shout out to Money Before Sleep. That's always a good recipe. Get you a little bit of money before you go to sleep. You know. So we will see. Any other fights? Any other what else you got on slate, Jay? What's going on?
I don't have any other fights in my mind for tomorrow. I was just gonna check the main ones. That I was looking forward to. Of course, is Hackett and of course Boots, and that's like the two mains of tomorrow that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm looking forward to as well. Hold on, before we get out of here, we got a quick message from James Lights Out Tony.
Yo, what's up? This is James Lights Out Tony, the one only. Please go subscribe to Ron's Bicycle Club. My people, great people. I guarantee go to the gym to check them out. Lights out, baby, all day, every day.
All right, tomorrow night we will be going live for the Jaron Ennis versus David Avanesyan fight card. I'm not sure. I don't know if we'll be calling the whole card, but we'll definitely be calling the co-main event and the main event fight. We'll be calling that Hackett versus no. We'll be calling the last 3 fights because I'm going to call the Hackett Dobson fight, and I think is that Felix Diaz fighting? I think Felix Diaz is fighting the co-main event. I'm not sure who's the co-main event on that card, but we'll be calling the last 3 fights on the zone card. We should be live around 8 p.m. tomorrow night. That's 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Any final thoughts, Jay?
Just get your popcorn, get your drinks ready. It's gonna be a good time, Get yourself ready for some enjoyable evening because Boots. That fight should be epic, and then you got Dobson and Hackett. That could be a barn burner right there. Barn burner for a minute. So looking forward to it.
All right, same here. We're looking forward to seeing the return of Jaron Boots Ennis making his Matchroom Boxing debut against David Avanesyan. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for you. That is our time. As always, like, subscribe, protect yourself at all times. We out. Peace.